We are dedicated to surpassing your expectations while delivering exceptional customer service. We are no connoisseurs of business yet, but we are inviting you along on our journey to success. Here are Jade, Angela, and Celeste, the team behind the SOJA Strong brand.
Welcome to this week's edition. We have a guest on our show. Her name is Tameka Duncan. She has all type of businesses that she's going to tell us about, what she got going on, how she got into it, and what's some of the hurdles and the benefits from being a business owner. Because we want to empower you to make your own way in the world. So, without further ado, hi, Miss Tameka. How you doing?
Hey, everybody. It's nice to be on, to be a guest.
Yes, welcome.
To be able to share with individuals and other entrepreneurs on how, the hurdles and how you balance your life when you're a multipreneur. How about that? When you have a lot going on. First off, I'm going to say I'm a mother of 4. So you already know with kids, that's a job in itself. So with that, I'm an author. I'm an author of 2 books, and got working on more. I've been in the medical space for going on 18 years. Just to tell you a little bit about myself, I started out as a medical assistant, and then from there, I kind of worked in that field dealing with group homes. And then I switched over and went back to school. And this is where I learned the billing sector of the medical field. And I took a hold of that and I went to that and started teaching it after I graduated. I started doing tutoring for adults that had like a language barrier and didn't quite understand it. So I took my time and broke it down to where they understand it. And I've been loving it since. So I've been in the medical space, like I said, 18 years doing medical billing and coding. It is a joy and a pleasure to be able to do it freely. Once I moved up here from Florida, that's when the doors kind of opened. I had been working for corporate America prior to that. And I always said to myself, I want to have my own, because I got tired of having to ask somebody permission to either go to a recital, ask for permission to go to a doctor appointment, or if I have an emergency, I explain my whole area.
Exactly.
When you want to go, and be there for your kids, for support. So at that time, I didn't really know, like I was going to have all of this. I do know, God was like, I'm going to transition you. I didn't know when. And when I transitioned, I can't, listen, y'all, I'm going to be very transparent. I came up here with $98. Okay.
I didn't know that.
Yes, I came up here with $98. And I just took that leap of faith. The place where I was, they paid for everything. So I didn't really have to do anything but just show up.
Right.
Understanding the importance of having faith in yourself, the importance of knowing who your source is, because if you don't have that, you are going to stay in fear of what you could have done. Now, mind you, it blew my mind, because I struggled just trying to get up here, negotiating. It's like, okay, God, I'm not going to do this. I don't want to do this. And I wanted to be in control of the situation. And I think a lot of us as entrepreneurs, when we step out there and do it, we want to be in control of everything that's going on. And sometimes, we talk to university. I was like, wait a minute, what you doing? Like, but I want to be in control. God said, but I got this for you. So when he opened that door, I didn't interview for the job either.
Right.
So got there, everything was good. Everything was laid out. I was there within 6 months. A colleague came and said, you should be doing this for yourself. He said, so how about this? We meet when you get off work and, I can go over everything and explain how you can do this, and whatever you need, I'll support you. So he pretty much invested into me everything I needed. He didn't wait till 5 o'clock. Okay. My lunch break, he blew my phone up. On lunch break, he blew my phone up, and then it went on from there. And then I just walked out. I took a week and I walked out, did it on my own, and I've been doing it ever since. So
What's the name? Drop the name of your company.
Right. The name of the company is Grace Medical Enterprises. And that's something that God gave me to name the company. I had a whole different name, but he gave me that. So, and that's reason because the logo is we handle every client with grace. So that means simply just handle our client.
I love that.
We handle our client with grace because as business owners, we just tend to go. And sometimes we miss out on some things as we're going along in our business. So handling them with grace and delicacy, communication, a lot of people don't get that. Yeah. So, and especially in this field, I found out up here, they don't get the communication when they hire the billing companies. All they know is that they billing it and they're getting paid. They don't break it down. They don't break it down to the customer. They don't say why you didn't get paid for this, giving them a consulting and letting them know the good things to get a reimbursement. So that's why I started out with the billing company, had a couple of clients, had some clients that I took out of the red, made $500,000 within 6 months, with that client. So knowing what I do and being confident in what I do, that's pretty much what took me. And I did no marketing. Everything was word of mouth. So I had a couple of clients, did that. And then once I did that, I decided I always wanted to have a school, but I didn't know teaching what, because I was a teacher. I found out that was where my passion was, in teaching and helping people. When I did that last year, prior to COVID, God said to me, open up your school. He gave me prices, how much I'm gonna charge, what you like. It's like he gave me a strategy on how to do it. A blueprint. There you go. That's right. The blueprint. Gave me that blueprint. I just did it. I didn't even second guess it. I didn't even question it. I did it. I created my own curriculum based off of what I learned. And I noticed being up here, a lot of the people and the students, they were not getting the meat of what they went to school for. So I created Grace Medical Institute, which actually will be transitioning to Grace Medical University, because now we not only have billing online, we're going to have medical office administration, we're going to have medical assistant, we're going to be having phlebotomy, we're going to be having CMA. So this year has been a year we're going to be expanding that realm of not just learning medical billing, but you're going to be learning the whole diversity. And what makes me different from other schools is that you learn what you learn in medical billing, but when you finish, what are you going to do with it? So at the end of our course, what we do is that we have a whole month of teaching them entrepreneurship, helping them showing them how to fix their credit, showing them how to start their own business. So they have several options to whether they either can stay with the school and work for the billing company, or you can start your own. And at the same time, fix your credit so you can go do other stuff.
Honey.
That's awesome.
I love it.
Oh my goodness.
I love it. Yeah.
Yes.
So,
and it's so
funny
in line with our vision.
Oh no, go ahead.
I'm saying it's so in line with our vision. I mean, everything that we've been talking about. So I'm not going to talk about the whole thing, but I'll drop a little hint. We've been talking about when we grow to the point where we are actually hiring and accepting employees, we're actually going to be implementing a employment mentorship program to where it's like, when you come on board, you understand this is not a career for you. You know what I'm saying? You're coming on board to learn skills, leadership skills, and the things that you need to start your own business. It's going to be mandatory that you start a side hustle with the intent and purpose to grow out, grow that side hustle to where it outgrows your income with us, because we don't give raises. What you come in with is what you leave with, because we're going to be showing you how to build your own, and then we're going to fire you and celebrate. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't, I mean, I can't wait to really like get there. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to impact those lives. And you're already doing it. So you are so inspiring for me right now.
Right. That's what I was going to say. Like, I literally watched this woman go into her academy and just seeing the grace. How about that, huh? That she had, and she was just so humble in, her spirit, right? It transcended her to where she is right now, because everything that she did, she was humble about it. You know what I mean? If you needed help with anything, she was there to help you, and she did it with grace. And so it's not surprising me to hear that you're adding all these other different layers to it, right? Because when I was there with you, it was just about the billing and coding, teaching, young people how to make it in that industry. And now you open the whole gate open, and it doesn't surprise me that you're being blessed with that. So, honey, my hat off to you. You deserve it. You deserve it, because you're in so much work. You know what I mean? So we're going to give you your flowers now before you get all big. You getting your flowers now.
Yes, it is. This is just like it's a humble experience, because when I instruct, when I teach, it's not about the teaching, it's about the soul of the person. And that's how I look at it. Because they could want to do medical billing for at that moment, but I want them to leave knowing that they can do anything. They can open up their own business doing something else. So I'm not being selfish, like, you got to learn this. You can learn this for right now, but guess what? There are other realms or other things that you can tap into to go after what your passion is and what you align to. So on top of that, I'm getting ready to start a mentorship group for young girls, because I did that in Florida. Where I mentored young girls. So I'm going to start that back up in Georgia, due to COVID, doing Zooms and stuff like that, and to be able to help them, because during this time they go through their own little things. And it's not just it's about the arts, because it's another thing that I do, mentoring with the arts, with dance and writing and singing. So doing that is what I love to do. And then in the midst of all of that, I wind up opening another business where I do taxes as Queen's Tax Service. Right, because I've been doing my own taxes for 8 years, so I decided to help others in doing it. That also goes with giving them financial literacy and helping them build their credit as well. So we do Queen's Tax Service. We have an office in Conyers on 2385 Wall Street. We have that as well. And also the last thing that I decided to do is, actually I was doing already, but I was just secretly doing it, is that financial literacy and helping people get their license. So being a licensed insurance agent with life, health, and annuities is another venture that we just started. And we're actually going to be having a webinar on Women's Day, International Day, on the 8th, helping people understand what we do and how they can be a part of the team. So I'm super excited, because I have a team that we all creators. So all us coming together under one umbrella on top of the school and the business, we all are together with that. So I have an awesome team of 4 people. So we decided to do this together, and we're going to take advantage and just take over Georgia. So we're going to be having the Global Boss Empire Changers is what it's going to be called, under the financial literacy part, helping them with the school, helping them with education, helping them with financial literacy, and also opening a free store for the community to be able to give back as well. So
I love it.
Going on.
All of it, right? Oh my goodness.
And please send us that information for the Zoom so we can put it in the description so other people can log on and reap some of those, benefits that you're going to be sharing.
Right. So if you want, I can put it on there, but you can also follow me on social media. I am Tameka Duncan. Facebook, on Instagram, I am TD1321. On Instagram, on Twitter, I am Tameka Duncan. So follow us on
We're gonna
also
put all that in the description for the people. So
put it in the description because
yes.
this here it's so vital to be able to help our community and to be able to help them expand their knowledge. And to get out of the mindset of what I can't do or what I call poverty mindset. Just having that negative thought of what we were taught, what we were raised to think and believe, and just knowing that it can change, but it all starts with you.
You know what I picked up? So when you were saying that you open up this school so you can have a hands-on with the kids or the people just to help them and nurture and show them exactly how to do it. I was thinking that when our children go to some of these schools, they are taught how to pass a test. They are not taught how to be creative, how to
think,
be independent, how to think. You know what I mean?
Because you're taught what to think, not how to think. And I'll tell you, I have and I hope he doesn't mind me shouting him out because I haven't spoken to him since high school. But Mr. Irwin, this my worldviews and political philosophy teacher from high school, I have so much respect for this man because he's the one who taught me how to think, to, not just take, what they say or what you hear or like just general public beliefs or whatever. It's like, no, it's important to know why you think what you think, why you believe what you believe. And on the other hand of that, you also need to understand other points of view other than your own. So I have so much respect for him because, he never really told you his point of view. Like he would just make you question yours, but it was healthy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No, but that's what learning should all be about. And that's why I'm encouraging people to go check our sister out if you are interested in being in the health profession world. Because you're going to get the type of love and care and nurturing that you're going to get from her. You're not going to find at these other institutions because that's not what they're there to do. They're not there to help you become the best you can be. They're there for a paycheck. It's job security for them. As long as they got people in these seats, they're fine. When you start doing business with, people that look like you, it's a different type of investment coming in. You know what I mean? Because it's like when I look at all three of y'all, I don't see you as an individual. I see us. You know what I mean? Because if you make it, I know my sister's gonna hold that door for me because I'm gonna be right behind her. You know what I mean? It's that different level of nurturing that we can give one another. So hats off to you for reaching back, for actually implementing the knowledge that you learned and not being stingy with it. We was at the event this weekend and Tameka showed up and showed major love to us. Thank you. And one of the vendors was like, can I take a picture? Do I mind? Because I'm a vendor. We were vendors there. And I told her, I don't mind. And I'm going to shout you out on my live too. Like what the universe got for me is for me. We don't have to be, harboring blessings or, thinking that we're the only one that can be in this lane, that it can't be intertwined. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We can share and we can promote each other. And that's what this channel was all about. And it just so happened that it's Women's Month and we've been shouting out women-owned businesses. So, that's just how the universe is working.
Yes. I mean, because the thing is, contrary to popular belief, there's enough to go around. And, wealth is something that's created. So created,
Right.
It's just the thing is that a lot of us just don't know how. And so like, that's why, Angela, we spoke about the employee mentorship program. I'm so happy to hear that someone else had the same idea, because like we didn't really speak us and Tameka about it, but she's already doing it. So it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so cool to see how in line we really are. And, you know, I'm just here for
And
all
what
of
the
it. Like I
change is
said, we
going to
don't
be
know
like, think
how.
about 10 years from now. Think about 10 years from
Yeah.
now, and seeing the work that the seeds that we planted, you know,
Yes.
coming into
Yes.
fruition. You know what I mean? So the universe had, you know, was going to make sure that we all connected because we were all on the same vibration. So it ain't by surprise. We supposed to be right here fellowshipping with one another.
Yeah, and that's what I learned, that we as a culture, we like to take what we learn and keep it to ourselves, and not help the other person. And it's like, so
Right.
you okay with seeing that single mother struggling?
Breaks my
Right.
heart.
If you could do something about it, like that's not justice. That's not, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you're supposed to bring people up with you, along with you.
Right. And I think that's what it was. Like I have 4 students. Only 2 of them pay. I scholarship 2 students. And I just be led on the story of who they are, what they're doing, and what they're trying to accomplish. And people don't see it that way because they look at the money. They look at, oh, I ain't got this. If you don't have this, then you can't join. I have one of my students is pregnant. She's due in May. You know what I'm saying? Working 2 jobs and going to school.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we're there, not just only teaching them. If she needs any resources, we either have it ourselves or we resource it out to someone else that's able to assist.
Yeah.
Right.
More than to me, and I always want to be, yes, we're going to educate you, but if you're not 100% mentally where you need to be, you're no good as a student because you're focusing on life situation and circumstances. So if you have somebody there to encourage you, to push you through and say, hey, you can do this. It may take you a little while, but you can do it, and be their support. You got your student going to want to give 110% because now they know they have that support. Like, okay, I may have missed an assignment, but she's going to give me those extra days to study to get caught up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And not being taken advantage and giving them strategies themselves on how to handle their situation. Because everybody doesn't know how to handle a situation when they're going through, or when times are, or when the money's tight. They don't know what to do. So that's what makes it different from my school.
Tameka know what to do. Let me tell you, we was in a meeting and we had our boss at the time was like, if you had, you know, $1,200 worth of bills, but you only had $800, which bill would you let lapse or cancel or whatever, right? So we was all wrecking our minds, like, okay, is it gonna be the car note? Is it gonna be, we know it ain't gonna be the rent. We might, you know, turn off yada, yada, yada. Tameka was like, I ain't turning off nothing. And ain't nothing left because I'm a whoop, 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 whoop. We was like,
I'm gonna bust my tail until I get
Right.
until I get the
I'm like,
remainder.
y'all can come pick up the car. I'll catch I'll get an Uber, I'll walk, I'll call a friend. She was like, I ain't turning in nothing. I was like, she's smart. Like,
Yes. Yes.
Because I don't been there. So it's like, when you've been there, you got to know how to scratch it. You got to know how to scratch it. When you scratch it, you got to know what to do. And at that time, I only had like 2 kids. So it's like, I had to know how to scratch it and make things, listen, it all came together. Ain't nothing got cut off though. Understand that?
But I'm not saying, but I hate how they try to make that the normal. Like people are working 40 hours a week. There should be no reason why I gotta choose which bill don't get paid this month.
Come on now. That right there.
That's the hustle though. The hustle is to keep you barely hanging on so you can feel like grateful enough to where you're content with I made it though, but I made it. No, I'm not trying to make it. I'm trying to actually live. I'm trying to actually be at my kids' football games and rehearsals and awards. I'm trying to go on vacation. Can I spend some boo time with my husband? Damn. I'm not trying to be working just to wake up and work. Because guess what? When you die, that check died too.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay. So now your family who you've been working all your life for, now they got to figure out.
Go for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the importance of having a life insurance policy, because what we don't understand, you pay that $300 for your phone bill. You pay your $400 to get your hair done, get your face beat, get your nails done. So all the money that you spend on a regular day, you can't take $50, $60 to get you a life insurance policy.
Yep.
So nobody got to do no GoFundMe or sell dinners or be looking crazy or leaving the
car wash.
So it's like, when are we going to wake up and understand that we have to do the work? We have to put in the work. It's not going to be there. If you don't do it, who else is going to do it?
Right.
Exactly.
You're going to be sitting there waiting for someone to do something for you, and you're going to be left with nothing.
For nothing. I mean, and it's like, this is the thing where it's like, you have to take control of your own destiny. You are in charge of where you end up. And it's like, if you have the resources, if you know how to look for them, you know what I'm saying? Like SBA.gov has a whole free, you actually told me about this, Tameka. So it's like, this is how we get each other hip. So this is my source. SBA.gov has a whole free small business starting training academy, free of charge. And people don't know about that. Nobody's advertising that. So we are. Okay, SBA.gov. Find the link in the description. If you're thinking about starting a business, start there. You have the resources. You have information at your fingertips. My generation have no excuse. No excuse. When you on YouTube, you know what I'm saying, looking up fight videos, looking up twerk videos, looking up videos that's not bringing any value to your life, when you can be watching videos on how to invest, videos on how to start a business, videos on what you might, you know what I'm saying, things that actually can bring value to your life, to where you can actually see your situation differently, and instead of continuing on the hamster wheel, you can actually plot and plan a legit sustainable way to get off of it and live the way you want to live, the way you deserve to live. But you got to do it. You got to do it.
And this is the thing. People for people to be able to learn governmental they charge people a enormous amount of money to be able to learn this stuff. The stuff, and I paid someone to do it. I paid someone money for me and found out that it was free. So it's just like
the
hustle. And then so it's just like, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you're going to charge, do the job. You know what I'm saying? Make sure when that person finish, or when they finish with you, you have everything you can have. Unfortunately, the one I paid, they ain't do nothing. They waited a whole year to do something. And once I went and did my own information, I found out. So what I did was register all my businesses under the SBA. And I went, matter of fact, I got to send y'all some information about webinars that's coming this week for women.
I already applied for that one, honey.
Oh.
Last night, I was like, yes, ma'am, I need this payment protection plan, honey.
Right.
Yeah.
The thing is, also, I taught my kids. So my oldest has her own beauty business online. My second oldest, she's 14. She's starting to do nails, and now she wants to do on her own dentist office. So like for pediatric kids. And she's like, Mama, gonna do it. She wrote her plan down. So now she knows what she has to do when she gets to high school, where to go. But she's still in business. She learned how to do nails. So now she has her own nail thing, but she's doing nails. So I have 2 kids that have their own business on top of them. They working for me as well. So
you put me on game to that one. You was like, Angela, whatever you do, hire your kids. And don't pay them no more than $12,000 a year. So you can write that off, honey. And then build up credit for them, build up work experience for them. So when they get out of high school, their credit score already is 700, 800. They ain't got to go back and ask them for nothing. Like, we have to stop thinking that being cool or being flashy is our culture, because they have dumbed down our culture. You know what I mean? We were the creators, the innovators, the thought provocateurs. You know what I mean? Education was so very important to us. So
And they're so pressed by the image. It's more about the image than the real life. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
she got a dynasty over there, honey, and I ain't mad at it. If we can multiply that 1,000 times, honey,
And show other people how to do the
job
same.
well done. Job
Right.
well done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna send y'all the flyer for our webinar on Monday. And it's important as a business owner I encourage to take out time for yourself, because that is key, because your mental state is health is wealth, okay, regardless of the fact. If your mental state is not where it needs to be, you cannot be at your max potential in any business that you're running.
For real.
Times as business
Listen.
whatever you put on at a 40-hour job, you should be able to put that and more on your own business. And don't be afraid to ask for help. Because there are people that are willing to go out there and actually help you and show you how to get you, step by step, and not being afraid. And I think that's what helping each other, all of us it's enough money to be made for everybody. It can be 5 people doing the same thing, and those 5 people gonna make money because they're not afraid to share. They're not afraid to, help another person out and help them get where they need to go. So I even when I have my employees, it was not it wasn't about me. I didn't have like a mentorship, but I used to have webinars where they empowerment session. So we empowered them, because when people come to work, they have their problems and things going on at home, and sometimes they can't focus. So we took that time and I empowered them on who they are. I empowered them like, okay, this is just income, but you can make it more than an income. So I learned that empowerment in the workplace is essential to a person, because they come to work may be their only way of having peace. And I do not quit your job, your 9 to 5, to be an entrepreneur. That is the dumbest thing that you could ever do. Have wisdom. Stay on your 9 to 5, because listen, when you leave that 9 to 5, your business has to be able to supplement the income that you were getting. Yeah. So if you got to go from full-time to part-time because you want to do that full-time, that's great, but have a plan. Have a strategy.
Right.
On,
Don't just jump out the window.
Right. Have a blueprint on what you're going to do. Don't just go and jump out there. You be like, okay, now what? Have a blueprint. And trust me, it'll all line up. It'll all line up. And before you know it, you'll have 4 businesses. You ain't even realize, like, I got all.
Yes.
So understanding my faith has got me to where I am. I don't care. My faith has got me to where I am. I used to be behind the scenes, don't really want to talk. I do what I do behind the scenes, and I'm good. But when I know I'm being pulled in a different direction on what, the universe, what God has called for me to do, I have to move forward with that, because you're not going to be comfortable in where you're at. You know that there is more to do. There's more to influence. There are people out there that's waiting on you to do it so you can help them. So
just like somebody helped you. Yep.
Right. And one person decided to help me, and I just took it and ran with it.
Yeah.
That's all it takes is one person.
I'm glad you brought up self-care, right?
Okay.
So when we seen you a couple of days ago, you were like, honey, I need to relax. Give me some of these products. Did you try the bath tea?
Listen, I already know the bath tea is for this weekend. So this weekend.
Oh, it's for this weekend. Okay.
That is for this weekend in the jacuzzi, and I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna.
He said in the jacuzzi. That's what's up.
Yeah.
She gonna be right.
Listen, I have not had personal time in years, maybe like 3 or 4 years. I've always been going and going, things happen and going, but I have to take this time out because I have a lot of things at stake, and understand our personal challenges and circumstances. I'm still going, I'm still feeling and still pushing, but I don't feel at my fullest potential. So now I was like, I got to take some time, step back, and just, love on self and love on me. And, my family understands that. My kids understand that. Yes, mommy, take some time out for yourself because we need you all the way. You know,
And that's
so
so important because
it
a lot of times when people start their own businesses, they exceed 40 hours a week. You know what I
yeah.
mean? It's
Mhm.
a 24-hour business. You up in the middle of the night thinking how you gonna, get this to sell and checking, your online and you know what I mean? Like it just never stops. And
Right.
you will burn out so fast that
Mm.
way to where it's not even enjoyable no more. It's like, hell, I'm back at the plantation. Shit, it was better there. At least I got 2 days off, and I knew at 5 o'clock it was a wrap. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you got to take that time. You know what I mean? Just to hang out with your family, do some stuff for yourself. Go get a massage, whatever. Go to church. Do what you got to do to make sure that
Right.
you're okay. So therefore, you can pour that back into your organization and your community.
Right. Yep. And I think the importance is family time for me is essential. Spending time with my girls, talking to my son, like those are my family is important. I tell you, but I will stop my business if anything happens, if I have to go, if that's what people don't understand. If something happens, yes, my business is still functioning and running, but you're not gonna find me because I have to
Right.
take my own
Yeah.
first. And if you can't understand that that's first in my life, then you can't be a client. People don't
Right.
understand every client is not meant to be your client. When we
Yeah.
understand that every person is not meant to be your client, then you'll be okay with moving forward because who is supposed to be for you, your business is going to gravitate to you.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're going to gravitate to you. So understanding that, I learned a lot of so much. And you have to have personal development, teaching yourself every day. Self-care was like my number one goal. And having what we're supposed to do to help us to be at our max.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Man, I'm telling you, that self-care is just so, so, so important. Like I'm somebody who deals with, mental illness. So it's like sometimes it's a lesson that, like I said, I've had to learn the hard way, but I have to force myself. And it's like, no, you know what? You're gonna shut the brain off. You're just gonna chill. You're not gonna do anything. You're not gonna think about anything just for a little while. So it's like even if you gotta force yourself, because yeah, if you're not good mentally, you're not any good anywhere else either. So it's like, you have to, like, it doesn't even make, because you think you're being productive and you think that you're getting more done, but you're actually getting a lot less done than you could because you're so clouded. There's so much other stuff taking up space. You don't have the room to reach your full potential. And I know this is something that you said earlier, but I just agree so fully. I had to reiterate.
I'm
Yeah,
about to
because
say, yeah, that's something I'm
I've
struggling
experienced.
with right now.
You said what?
I said that's something that I'm struggling with right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Me too. So, yeah.
Well,
We
let's
all
have some fun questions, or like
Go for it.
kind of hot topics. What are some of your ways that you do find that peace in, self-care? Like, what are some of the things that you do? So you can give other people who are, starting out, like, hey, Miss Tameka goes and get a massage every month. Maybe I should mark that on my calendar. Like, give our audience some ways that you actually implement self-care.
I do actually every 2 weeks. I do go get a massage. I go get nails done, facials. I do that every 2 weeks. I do have a day where I just sit back and usually I meditate. I just get some time to myself. I go and listen to music. Music is still me. So for me, my alone time, it be 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. I just have my moments where I can think and where I come up with downloads and be creative. So self-care for me is every 2 weeks going to get a massage, going to get waxed, going to get your nails done, going to get a facial. Those things I have
And she
to.
got the prettiest skin too. I remember she came in bare face and we were in a meeting and I was doing this. And I know she kept looking like, what the fuck she keep looking at me like that for? So then I caught myself doing it, right? So then I I pulled her to the side and I was like, I'm sorry, you're just so gorgeous. And she was laughing. She was like, sis, and let me tell you, her self-care, she don't care. Let me tell you, because at the job, she'd be like, because I was the office manager, she was like, I'm leaving early. I got an appointment. I was like, but we was cool. So I'm like, what's your appointment, girl? She was like, self-care. I was like, man, like, she don't care. Honey, we gonna interrupt this 40 hours to get my self-care in. And I thank you for that, because this year I booked a massage for the first 6 months, at least once a month. Because I said, you know what? I'm gonna do that for me. You know what I mean? So I can go any day of any month and just pull up and be like, I need a massage. And it does wonders, because as women, you know, and I guess men too, but hell, we women, we carry so much tension in our neck and our shoulders and our back.
Ooh. See, this
She
be
carrying
her,
tension in her connection too, apparently.
right?
What happened?
You carry
Your
attention in your
connection went
connection.
out.
That's what Celeste just said.
And see, this house, let me tell you, sorry. So I moved last week, I was in the bed and I was like, what's wrong with y'all connection? And it was like, no, it's yours. So this week I said, let me go downstairs, and it's still acting up. Hell, somebody come help me. Send that help.
Oh man. You just gotta get you some real internet. That's it.
I got internet.
No. I say some real internet. Some real internet.
Xfinity's not real.
Oh, you have Xfinity? I don't know what the excuse is then, because so do I. My connection be all right.
I was about to say, so do I.
Xfinity. I'm like, I don't know. But no,
Maybe
so
Xfinity they just picking with you.
it's okay. They always trying to keep a real one down, but it's cool. She's still here.
Oh
I was
man.
about to say, yeah, I don't have no self-care routine right now. I'm hanging on by a very thin string.
But you
Like,
better learn, make stuff.
Very thin.
One thing to do every month. Start there. And trust me, when you start there, you need to keep that. Because when you have children, that's imperative. When you have kids, because if you don't, what happens is that you get frustrated with them quickly. You get agitated with them quickly because we're frustrated, and our children pick up what we're feeling. So
and they act accordingly.
And even if you don't go nowhere, you just have some alone time. My kids know when they know the tone of my voice. Oh, mama, you going away for a day or two? Because they know that I need that moment. Just to group. And understand that I'm always going. And they're like, mama, you need to take some time for yourself, because they know I'm always doing something. So that's it. And when you have smaller kids, you got to listen. Anything under 5, you better be doing some self-care, because they're running around. And yes.
And I got 2 of them. Oh my goodness.
You know what I noticed too is that when you wake up earlier, it's called the God hours, right? Between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m. Right? When everything is still, right? Everything is sleep. You're able to get so much done within those 2 hours, to where you're not even gonna be thinking I'm sleepy. You know what I mean? You're gonna be feeling like I'm a winner. I'm successful at doing it. Whether it's praying, meditating, writing in your journal, getting a workout in, meal prepping, to make sure that your day is going fully, doing the laundry real quick, like whatever you need to do. Wake up at least they say 30 minutes, but I recommend an hour. Wake up in about an hour before. I get up and I take me a sea salt bath. I put my bath tea up in there, honey, and I'm just relaxing. And that's my time. I light my candles, like make it a whole experience. You know what I'm saying? Get your tablet, put on some music, you know what I mean? And then go get you a cup of tea. Sit down, journal, get your thoughts together. You know what I mean? And organize. And that really makes a difference. A lot of people think that they got.
There she go, that fake Xfinity. We make fun of each other, y'all. We not hating. We just do this. We sisters, so.
Nah, I'm gonna tell you what it was. Beyonce done found her and cut off her internet.
I knew you was gonna say that. I knew you was gonna say that.
You say Beyonce. I'm done. I am done. I am done.
Oh my goodness
Bet you
gracious.
she be quiet next time. I told her.
Another thing that I do, the entrepreneur, is with the self-care, I do my family time. I make time for my girls. I give them individual time as well as I do things with them together. They are 3 years apart, so they all like different things. I have a bold one. I have one that's quiet. I got 2 bold ones. They're risk takers. So having that family time is essential. I don't do no business. I don't answer no business calls. When I'm with them, I'm with them. And I think that's important to let them know that they are being put first versus I'm with them and they see mommy on the phone half of the time that we're out. And I think as parents, we don't intend to do that, but that's just like a routine for us to do. But it's not healthy because it's sending a message to our children that mommy's just here. She's not here with us.
Yeah.
She's not. Mm-hmm. So as entrepreneurs and doing things with them, we do have our moments where we do stuff business-wise, and I help them with their business, but having fun, I have to live a balanced life. I can't work. I like to have fun. I like to be a kid. You know, that's what makes me a cool mom, as my kids' friends say. Being able to talk with them about different things that we do. So those are little tools and little things that I do outside of the business, helping them. They like to help with the business, especially when we have the free store, helping the teenage moms with clothes and diapers, helping families with clothing and stuff. They like doing that. I don't even have to ask. They'd be like, Mom, let's go. So the excitement of helping them, having them to help you in your business, sometimes it could be a fun thing. So fun, self-care with my family, with my kids is essential for me. And out of all the businesses I have, I take pride and I'm humbled to be able to help others and to be able to show the people that they too can do it. They too can do whatever it is they put their mind to. The thing is,
me and Jade already had plans that Disney vacation.
It's not negotiable. It's not negotiable. I mean, it's just because the thing is that we need that. We all need that. And I mean, it's just about like how you're saying to have that in your mind. It's like you also have to put an actionable plan with it, because if you know, I mean, because like making time for self-care doesn't mean ignoring or putting off or procrastinating any of your responsibilities either. So it's like knowing how to set yourself up to where you can be productive for a time so that you can do that quality time. I'm saying that's a decision that I've had to make recently to send my kids back to preschool, because I need my productive hours, you know, because especially since I have a home-based business, I need those productive hours so that when they get home, I can dedicate myself to them instead of trying to mix it all day. Because it's not healthy. That's not what they need. And it's just, I don't have that balance either. And so, having an actionable plan to where you set that goal, but then you actively find ways to work towards it. So like definitely you gotta do that. What was trying to get Angela back in here. We want to talk about some more cool stuff.
Yeah, that's all. I just text her, find out if she's good. Beyonce done found her.
While we waiting on her, we can still talk about
Julius.
Let's talk about Chadwick Boseman winning the Golden Globe. Amazing. That was amazing. I didn't get to see it, but I heard the clip, of his wife accepting his award, and she was in tears, but it was a beautiful acceptance, on his behalf. Yeah, that was beautiful.
Yeah, but because, when things like that come about and you get to share those things things, it makes a world of difference. And knowing what you can accomplish with someone, and it's the importance of having support, even if it's not a spouse, just having that support makes a big deal. And that's the thing, like, even though I'm gonna be really transparent, like I just went through a divorce, but I still had to manage my business. I still had to keep things going. And sometimes people don't make it because mentally they can't handle what's going on in their life. They can't balance both. And this is the importance of self-care. Even though you go through some type of transition, losing someone, whether it be death, whether it be divorce, you have to be able to know how to manage and balance both. Knowing how to meditate. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Meditation, exercise, and prayer, whichever one you do, that needs to be part of your routine. That's so essential. Journaling is a whole nother ball game, because you get to those things that you're holding and that you really haven't told nobody. You write those things down. You show your gratitude and how grateful you are for the different things, because those things will help you along the way. So while you're going through the process, you can still maintain your business. So I just thought winning that was so phenomenal.
And then it's about knowing yourself too, and just knowing what the self-care thing is for you. And actively making an effort, like how you brought up exercise or journaling. Like for me, my journaling is writing music or poetry. And I find that when I go for long periods of time without writing poetry, it's like I can never put my finger on it, but it's something that's so wrong. Something is off. And it's off until I find myself writing a poem or a song. And then I'm like, why did I stop doing this? And so it's like, sometimes you don't know, well, what should I do? What does self-care look like? And it's like, when you have a moment like that, maybe it's something that you kind of realize that you really shouldn't be without. That's, that can be your thing. So it's about knowing yourself and implementing the right things, because maybe exercise isn't your self-care.
Right.
Maybe an additional chore. So you have to know yourself, so that, like, that's something you can't just pick one. Like it has to really, deeply mean something to you.
Right. That's
Yeah.
So since it's National Women's History Month, who is a woman in your life that you want to shout out or talk about a little bit?
Oh yes. Like unsung hero.
It's so okay. First, we're gonna start off with my mom. My Bernice Campbell is my number one. She's my she supports me in everything that I do. I'm her firstborn, so it's like to see me now. When I made my first 6 figures, my mom was like, "You finna be a millionaire." She was excited because she, her child is making 6 figures and doing it on her own. To be able to kind of take care of her and take care of my brother. So, it's my mom first. Then it's my Apostle Sierra, LaShawn Jones, just teaching me like about faith and building and really knowing who you are. Your identity is so key of knowing who you are. And I have my business partner, Dr. Cortisha Cowan. She was my accountability partner last year, and we have been like glue. And she is also with me in all the ventures that I have, from my school to my billing company, tax service, the licensing. We are doing this together. We push each other, and we're there for each other. So we have our down moments where you're like, girl, I don't want to do none of this. So those 3 women are the ones that like to keep me going, encouraging and pushing me, and, kind of like you are, Tameka, and be comfortable in who you are. And that's the thing for me, learning who I was essential, and learning the power that I had to be able to execute all the things that I have going on. So for those three women have played a major impact in my life these last 3 years. Well, you know,
What
my
about
mom.
you, Jade?
For me, I would have to also say my mom. She's also my number one supporter, my number one encourager, besides Celeste. Like, I mean, I'm saying, like, both of them are just they are my accountability buddies. So, like, that's why, you know, if they say I'm doing too much, I know I'm doing too much, like, because I can trust their assessment of me. And I know that they're actually looking, like, when they correct me, it's to refine me, not to just bring me down, right? So, like, definitely, like, they're kind of playing that most important role for me in my life right now. And I would say besides them, I would have to say my godmom, you know, just because she stepped up at a time where my mom wasn't able to. And it was just, you know, really, really important for me to have someone like her in my life who I can be candid with, and I can say whatever real situation I'm in, and know that she's not going to judge me. She's just going to, you know, give me guidance and just say, okay, well, based on where you're headed or where you want to go, you know, what do you think, you know, you should do to get there, to really focus on, you know, just the overall, just having that love and compassion, you know, as someone else. So definitely, like, yeah, you, my mom, and my godmom are like the most important females in my life right now. So,
Lord.
ladies,
Let me see.
Yes. What
I'm gonna
about
start
you?
with my grandma, because that woman, man, like the stuff she been through, and she still keep a smile on her face, and it's like, how, like,
Yeah.
nothing hard. Like, I remember the day my grandfather passed, and it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. Everybody's in the house. Everybody's crying. She's walking around the room consoling everybody else. And so I'm sitting there and I'm watching her, and I'm like, you just lost somebody that you was married to for 46 years.
Yeah.
And you ain't crying. Like, you making sure everybody else. And I'm like, she even did the same thing when my mom passed. It was just like, she told me, it'll be okay. And it's like, no, that was your baby. Like, your last born, and you just okay. So it's like, she's one. My mom is one. Her self-care was hanging out with her girls. Like, I remember she couldn't wait till I was 18 so I could start going to parties with her.
That is so funny.
She'll come to me, it's this party. If you say that you don't want to go, I'm not going. And I'm like, go. Like, why you don't?
Oh man, that's so funny. That's cool.
And then let me see, my third one, Sunny. If anybody's from the DMV area or Detroit, then y'all know who Sunny in the City is. We met one year when this radio station in DC did For Sisters Only. And I remember telling her, like, oh yeah, you know, I want to meet you. And you know, she in the radio. I'm thinking she I ain't got time to meet you, like, girl. But I'm like, we met, and then after that, always kept in touch. Like, I got invited to her birthday party. I can email her any time of the night if I got a question. She actually been helping me figure out my book. So I'm like, yeah, whenever I need her, I can just hit her up. Like,
and that's what's up.
She don't look at me like some fangirl. She like, nah, that's my mentoree. Like, she need me.
Yeah. That's what's up. And I'm saying that's what my godmom provides for me. I mean, I'm not gonna blast her right here, but it's like, you know, just having, it's like, when most of the time when a celebrity enters your life, it's a second thing. Like, oh, you know, hi, you know, really don't know you, but you know, bye. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, when a celebrity enters your life, and it's just so different. Like somebody you can really rock with, and it's, you know what I'm saying? Somebody you can be around all the time. Like, and it's just, it's a family bond. I mean, I'm saying it hits different. Like, you know what I'm saying? To consider. And you know, I mean, and it speaks to their character, you know, as people, but it's like you feel incredibly blessed to, you know, be able to, you know, have somebody who, yeah, they could interact with anybody in the world that they wanted to at the time, and they choose to love on me and interact with me on a basis. You know, like, it's cool. It is really, really
Yeah,
cool.
cause then like what's real funny, like especially about Sunny, she's real easy to like start a conversation with. And
Yeah.
it be funny because people do the most, like they do the most when they want to talk to her. And it's just
Yeah.
like, nah, she don't even get done. Like you can really have a conversation with her. Like you don't gotta do the most. I'm like,
Right.
she's a sweet person. As long as you come correct, she'll
Yeah.
talk to you.
Yeah. So like
I'm
that's
like, but
really cool.
yeah, like she'll have dudes in there, the things I would do if you was in my life.
We're talking about celebrities that we interact with, or, you know, people who are, you know, generally just, you know, famous people. I really didn't name drop, so nobody knows, but I'm just saying, having a celebrity, somebody who could interact with anybody, just to catch you up to where we are. Do you have anyone?
Next
She
time,
got
just
that
stay
fake
upstairs. Because Beyonce didn't cut off her downstairs internet.
The beehive, honey, is not playing with me, and I don't appreciate that.
I told you that I was going to send them after you. I tried to tell you.
Besides, I'm back.
They know everything.
Lord, I was like, well, let me just go have breakfast in here because I can't do the live. Okay, wait. So the question is, do I have anybody what?
So who are your 3 super women in your life? Your unsung heroes.
Yeah, definitely. My mom, even though she's not here.
I'm sorry, before you finish, let me tell you, we ain't acting all cliche, y'all. Our mom's just the greatest. Because everybody done said my mom.
Everybody said it?
Right. Everybody said their mom. So, I mean, well,
like, she's not
that's
here
the way
in
it's
the
supposed to be.
anymore, but the spiritual realm, she's still really, really strong. And the jewels that she left me have made me the person that I am. So definitely my mom. That's a good question.
She said something.
I like
She gonna act like she ain't hear me. Who? Oh, because you said, I'm trying to think of who else. I said Celeste.
Oh. Yes, y'all too. Her name is Queen Afua. She is the author of Sacred Woman. A lot of people now know who she is because of Lauren London. She helped her get through the Nipsey Hussle death, and she was working with her before he actually passed on how to tap into your divine feminine. So that's very important to me. And my cousin Andrea, she's really, really big in my life because she was the first person in my family that actually, like, okay, so my family is heavily women dominated, and like a lot of Black families, you know what I mean? And so they're strong, and they have ties on us to where you're gonna do what the family wants you to do, and you know what I mean? You ain't gonna be embarrassing me or breaking loose. So she was the first person that I seen in my family to be like, I'm an individual and I'm detaching myself from y'all asses. And if you don't like it, oh well, right? So like when I saw her do that, I was like, wow, because I used to go, and they called it like the council. I used to go to the council for every decision that I made. And even if it didn't go right, after I took their advice, these people would still look at you like, she done fucked it up. It's like, no, you told me to do this. Like, but I got to carry the bag, right?
Right.
So when I got tired of carrying the bag of other people's decisions and I seen how successful she was doing it her own, that gave me the umph to say, you know what? The only L's that I'm taking is going to be the ones that I created, right? Because I can sit with
Right.
that. And I was able to, you know, become the person that I am today, which is totally different. Like I'm the only vegan in my family. They used to call me Black Power Angie because I was so dedicated to our community. Having it anymore. They was like, you know, your cousin Black Power over there, honey. So they like, you know, but now it's so funny because I was able to step out on my own and live the life that I wanted to live. Now my family calls me, you know, when they sick. Oh, girl, what herb can I take? Or, you know, I got a rash over here. And it's like, oh, but I was a black sheep. Nobody wanted to touch me, remember? So, I mean, you know, so she was the first person. So that would be my 3 off top that I absolutely adore. That helped shape.
Yeah, I was the black sheep too. Now everybody in my family blocked. No,
I mean,
for real,
you
like,
have
cause
to.
it got, yeah, like it got too bad. Like, not to go too into details, but it was like most of my childhood, like I dealt with suicidal thoughts, and it was more because the way they treated my mom, and it was just like, nah, like y'all not, and then they'd have the whole, you're a child, you're supposed to stay in the child's place. Not when it come to my mama, I kill you.
Right.
So it was like once my mom passed, it was like, yeah, I no longer have to do. The only reason why they see me a little bit is because is because of my grandmother. Like, so they better be grateful for her, because once she gone, Celeste don't exist.
No, I hear you. I mean, that's why it's like, you know what I'm saying? We said this before, and this is kind of where I have an issue with, you know, the saying blood is thicker than water, because first of all, that's not the entire phrase. That's not, you know, the entire saying. And the meaning has been turned into the complete opposite of the intended meaning. So the whole thing is the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that relationships forged by choice, by loyalty, by trust are so much stronger and thicker than those formed by birthright. Like, you do not have a right to me because, you know, of this blood. Like, I don't care whose blood is in my veins. I'm loyal to those who are loyal to me, point blank. And it's like, I don't have hatred for nobody.
Like,
I don't have no hatred, but I'm not gonna reach out.
Yeah, like my friends are more than a family than my actual family.
Yeah. I mean, me, it's like, who's had my back? Who's had my back when I really needed it? Who's supported me through thick and thin? Who can I call up even when they ain't got nothing and can still provide value to me? Because it's not always about what you can, you know, do for me in a certain way, but shoot, just being there. You know what I'm saying? Just letting me know that you're there. Because anybody who knows, like, when I say I got you, that means I freaking got you for life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nothing that you can do.
She lives that.
But that's the way
the amount of like the amount of time that Jade been in my life, has never been a time where she hasn't had.
Yeah, I mean, even times where we ain't speak for like 2 years, you still hit my phone. I still got you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that. Like, those are the kind of bonds that I'm after. So it's like, if I don't have no bond like that with you, you have no value in my life. Like, if I can't, you know what I'm saying? If I can't just, you know, call you up and have a conversation, even if I just need to have a conversation, if I can't, you know, count on you in my time of need, or like, even if it's not a lot, like, I'm not saying, like, for example, somebody who like don't have money, maybe you don't have money, but you have something else that can provide value to that person. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could possibly share your groceries, share your clothes, there's so many ways that you can provide value to somebody who might, you know, be in a sticky situation. So it's like, you know,
it's like sometimes people just need somebody to listen. Like, you know,
I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. It's so funny that the internet actually allowed me to jump back on at this time.
Yeah.
Because last week I got called a raggedy Negro by my family because I did not allow another family member to come live with me, right? Now listen, I have seen my mother break her, like she had cancer and she was still working to help support this individual, right? So she would get off of work, go have chemo, couldn't go to work for 2 or 3 days, then go back to work just so she can help support this said individual. I ain't gonna call no names, but this said individual. And when my mother got sick, this said individual would not move in with my mom to take care of her. So me being the youngest, I had to put my 2 kids in the back of my car, drive all the way from California to Georgia, just so I can take care of our mother, right? But everybody's waiting on this big payout from this lady's hard work, you know? Even with my grandmother. So when I say I come from a strong woman-dominated family, but the women were never, in my opinion, cared for, supported, respected, endeared, because every strong woman in my family has taken care of the whole family, and the family has taken advantage of these women. You know, I watched my grandmother who took in everybody's child. If she would let you sleep on her floor in her living room, you know, and she would house you, feed you. But when she got sick, nobody was there. You know, the house that everybody lived in got taken over by the bank because nobody wanted to step in and provide so we can keep that legacy in that family, that home in the family.
Right.
So I made a commitment to myself that nobody's ever going to take advantage of me nor invade my peace, because I feel like, you know, my home is the only thing on this earth that I got that's just mine, and I don't want to share it. And I'm not a raggedy ass Negro because I do not want to share it. If I can help you in any other way, I will. But when it comes to my peace, like I enjoy, like I was telling before the internet went out, I enjoy waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, going and saging my house down and getting at my altar and praying and taking my seat. I don't want to walk in my living room and see nobody holding up my damn couch for hostage. I'm not going to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you just got to know that. And in that moment when this said person called me the raggedy Negro, I was like, it don't even matter because we're not even family to begin with. You know what I mean?
I
So
say, ooh, Angela, you're gonna love my book.
Yeah.
You
No,
are.
you will.
you got
Like,
to, but
just
you
to
got to
give it,
protect yourself in the meanwhile. So don't feel bad. If you got to be the black sheep, wear that with honor. Don't feel bad that you are putting yourself first, because if you are pro me, you're not going to be upset that I'm taking care of myself. You're going to understand. And I will give a lot, but when it comes to burden, I'll cut it off. And I'm okay with that, because what I've learned is the universe will place, it'll take people out of your life and then it will replace it with better people.
Yep.
That you can learn from. I like a give and a take. If I give to you, you give back to me, and it might not be in the same way. Maybe it's through knowledge, maybe it's through companionship, maybe it's through, you know, you showing me something that I didn't know. But if I can't get nothing for you, this is a one-way relationship, and I will end it. I will ghost your ass so quick, and I'm cool with it. I sleep well every night because I know that my heart is pure.
Yeah.
Everything that I do is with love. And if you're not receiving it, baby, it's something wrong with you. It ain't got nothing to do with me.
I mean, and then just understanding, like, too, that may not be a bad thing. Like, sometimes it's like when people are just on a different wavelength and everything, like, you feel like it's a bad thing to shave them out of your life, or that it's better to fracture the relationship than to lose it altogether. Because sometimes it's just that you don't need to be around that person all the time, or you need to set certain boundaries with certain people to where it's like, look, I don't hate you, but you really can't be this close to me. It's not going to be good for either one of us. And just kind of like understanding that and allowing people to have their space, to have that, to have those boundaries, and just like, don't take it personal. Like, that's the thing. People take boundaries too personal. It's like, don't really take it personal. It's just, this is what the person is telling you they need. And, just being responsive and compassionate about those needs. And like you said, finding another way maybe to add value. And it's like, if I'm adding value to you, I definitely expect you to add value to me in return. Because if we're not both adding value to each other, what are we doing?
Yeah, and that should be a requirement. Like, don't feel bad for requiring people
exactly
to meet you where you are.
Yeah,
I
if
my
it
kids.
don't
because
fit,
it's like like,
with
because if they really care about you, they will be willing to meet you where you at.
Like, to
And
at
here's
least
the
come
thing.
to an understanding, to come to a place where y'all can just mutually, be, given what you need. And if it's like, if you can't do that, if the person, it's like, no, you gotta fit only me. I'm not willing to, do anything for you in return, or anything that you might need.
Right.
Like,
I think when people get it mixed, people get mixed up. People are only in our lives for reasons and seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is not supposed to be in your life permanently. There are some that the universe and God will allow for being in your life for a particular season. And what we do, we like to overstay the season and want to keep them there. When God said, no, I need you to let that go, because I got somebody else waiting to help you, but you want to hold on to that person, not knowing that that's toxic. Self-sabotage. So I think learning that, people, some individuals are only in our life for a season to either teach us, help us to grow for the next level to where we're supposed to be going. Because we get emotionally attached to those people and afraid to let go.
Right.
And they're afraid to let go. And the thing is, I've learned moving up here, for me, I've never had friends that had my back. Like, literally had my back, Tameka, if you need me, I got you. So for me, when I got that, I was like, wait a minute, God, I don't even know how to act, because I never had that.
Yeah.
I'm always there for everybody. But it's like, okay, can I get somebody there for me? Can I get somebody that can let me be me, and I ain't got to put on this face because you looking at me because I'm a minister. You looking at me because I'm this. No, I'm just me. Can I have a glass of wine and enjoy my life?
I'm not saying, and then the thing is too, especially with Black women, we looked at as strong all the time. And it's like, sometimes it is exhausting having to be strong all the time. Like, strong people need help too.
Yeah. Where it's like, if you show any ounce of vulnerability, all of a sudden, you weak, you can't handle it. You this, you're that. And it's like, no, I need a moment. I need that time to just be vulnerable. I need that time to be weak and open, and just, be able to just say whatever I need to and bawl my eyes out, without it being held against me or against anything else at the time. It's like, this is just what I need right now. Like, what I'm saying?
People need to realize that they have to start checking in on your strong friends, checking in on the people that seem to have it all together. Because when I actually sat back and I was like, dang, I'm a raggedy Negro, but this person ain't called to ask me how I'm doing, if I'm alive, how my children are doing. They ain't shared one of my business posts, ain't referred me to nobody, like, ain't liked, haven't even liked none of my statuses, nothing. So, like, people really don't check for you until they in need. And everybody always sees, like, the the illusion, like, oh, well, she's a business owner now. She has her own house and da 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 da. You don't see the work that I gotta put in.
I'm not saying,
and let's keep it 100.
And for me,
we have invested every profit back into this business. I ain't took not $1 out of this business and put it toward my living expenses, my me time. No, none of that. We are in grind mode.
Yeah.
And I'm,
So
and I'm about to say, and I'm saying for me, it's the opposite, because at first I was just, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
From, at first, right?
Xfinity got your ass now?
Yeah, because you got me in trouble with Beyonce. But for me, it's the opposite. I started out as just a stay-at-home mom, because it's like in the workplace, I couldn't find anything that I love, but I love being a mom. And now that I've started my own business, because it don't generate money, nobody pays attention to that. It's still, you just at home all day. Nah, I'm working my tail off while still being a full-time mom and trying to be a supportive wife. And it's like, but nobody pays attention to the fact that I'm working too. I'm just trying to multitask. So it's like, yeah, for me, nobody, but I'm like, but as soon as it's making money though, everybody gonna be in my face.
I'm gonna keep that same energy. That same energy that you gave me, baby. When my stuff is in Target, Whole Foods, Sprouts, we're gonna keep that same energy.
Yep.
I mean, that's it. It's kind of like a backwards arrogance thing. It's like other people are more negative than you are. Like they feel like you're being away and being arrogant, but it's really that they're doing it because they're saying, oh, you should, think a certain way or behave a certain way or treat me a certain way. But forget about what I should do. It's like, what's the reality here? And actually dealing with stuff at face value. It's like, and it's like, don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't love you or anything like as a person, but it's like, are you really somebody who has earned a space to be this close to me? Because like I said, I'm placing people strategically closest to me who I know I can provide value and can equally provide value to me. And so it's like, if you have not, and I use the word earn so loosely because I'm not saying that you're less than if you don't earn, but I'm saying you have to fit within my space to be allowed in it. And if you don't fit, like it's I can deal with you when, for, on a surface level, but you don't fit on that deeper level. And that's okay. Be okay with that. Like just, it's not that there's any beef. It's just, you're not.
That's a lot of my family. They don't fit. They don't fit.
Messing with my spirit.
They're takers and they're leechers. And, and once you recognize that and you break free from that, you're able to see it for what it actually is. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna say my mom was a lot like your mom, Angela, like would drop everything to take care of everybody else. But when she got sick, nobody was there. But then y'all at the funeral crying like y'all were, and it's like y'all ain't even care.
Look, honey, at the funeral, I'm literally like, if this nigga passed out, I'm molly-whopping her ass. I swear to God.
I'm
everything.
Say,
try to hop in the casket today, boo. Okay? I'm gonna close that bitch. I wish you would.
I got up to say some words, and it took everything because I remember, like, even before my mother got sick, like she would always say, I don't want a funeral because I don't want nobody crying. Like they don't care while I'm here. I don't want them crying while I'm gone. So it took everything in me that when I was up there to be like, she didn't even want this. Like, cause y'all wasn't even around. Like y'all made her feel like she wasn't wanted. Broke her back for y'all every time. But when she needed us, y'all were nowhere to be found. And that's why now I'm to the point, I'm only taking care of people that help take care of me. Rather that be financial. If I just needed to sit on the phone and cry, if I just needed a drink, I'm only taking care of those people. Those of you that I would ask for help and you just tell me, leave it to Jesus. Like Jesus gonna come babysit this kid today.
I be giving that stuff right back though. They be like, I'm homeless. Girl, you better go give it to God. You got to give it right
What?
back to him.
Okay,
God,
No,
he got an extra room.
hey, nowhere in the Bible did it say call Angie. No, hell no. What
I
chapter
mean,
was
but
that in?
that's where you provide some other kind of value, because if that person has not earned a spot in your personal space, it's like, well, honey, SBA.gov, like, while you can find someone else to live with, here's some value I can provide to you, because in your downtime, while you're not doing nothing, but you still got this iPhone, you homeless, still got this iPhone. Okay, use that smartphone to get smart. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying?
They put a pack of reefer and Newport.
Use that smartphone to get smart. I'm
just saying. Like, that's why I brought it up earlier. YouTube is nothing but a search engine. It's owned by Google. Like, so essentially it's Google videos. And so, like, everything under the sun is available on YouTube. You can use YouTube to learn a skill, learn a profitable skill. You say you don't have money to go to school. You don't have money for this and that certification or training. You can learn profitable skills on YouTube. Okay, for free 99. And then, like, SBA.gov, Learning Academy, there's so many resources. We just have to look for them. No, people are not advertising them. Nobody's going to hand this to you. Okay. Like, you don't need to be a leech or a moocher. Like, you can do this yourself. If you need help, like, teach a man how to fish, you feed him for life. Give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. So it's like, I'm not looking to just feed people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking to teach you how to fish so you can go out here and get your own. And if you're not willing to do that, then what you here for? Like,
you said you do it to kids too.
Yeah, that's for my kids too. They are 13 and 15. And y'all got to add value to my damn life too. Somebody got to take out this trash, wash these dishes. You know what I'm saying? Help with this damn business. Like, you're just not gonna be, because I want you to be responsible. I want you to know how to go out and get your own. I'm not, when they was little, I kept saying, y'all gonna be some independent kids. When that Boozy song came out, INDE, honey, y'all independent goddamn kids up in here. Okay.
That song helped me learn how to spell independent. I was in middle school.
I still gotta sing that song to spell it right.
I'm just saying, because I was like, respect. I have seen what happens when you do not empower children at a young age, when you do not show them how to be independent. Then they grow up to be worthless ass adults that you can't get off you. It's like that fly that keep buzzing around the food at the goddamn cookout. I don't want my kids to be a burden to nobody. So y'all gonna learn.
And then the thing is that some of us now are those kids who weren't taught how to do anything or how to fend for ourselves. But here's the thing. There comes a point when, it sucks, your upbringing, but there comes a point where you can't blame the way you was raised no more. You can't blame your upbringing. It's up to you. It's your responsibility to unlearn the garbage and relearn valuable skills, to relearn things that can actually set you up. Like, you can. It's your responsibility. You can't just sit around talking about
you're not responsible.
Do.
I always say you're not responsible for the hand that you were dealt, but you are responsible for how you play that hand.
Yep. Boom.
So you can't keep saying, oh, it's because, my dad was locked up and he wasn't there. My mama left me. She didn't love me. All this stuff. Fool, that only sound good from the age of 1 to 18. Okay. After that, you are an adult.
After you gotta take
responsibility for your own.
Yep. You got to.
From the Matrix.
Unplug for the Matrix. Yeah.
Unplug for the Matrix. Which pill you gonna choose? The red pill or the blue pill? Are you gonna be trying to learn the stuff that you've been taught to learn the things that you should know? So that mindset of, I gotta unlearn what I was taught and be okay with it. The acceptance of being okay with the things that you learn weren't right, and don't use it as a crutch on why you can't do it.
Yep. It's that mental muscle that you gotta strengthen and tone and keep sharp. That's what's gonna make you, last in the days to come and the years to come, and that's gonna make you successful or not. It's the weakness of that muscle that makes you a burden to not only others, because it is a burden to others, but to yourself too. It's like, if you don't utilize that mind, if you don't build up that spirit, if you don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Invest in yourself, you're doing yourself a disservice, right?
I'm
And
gonna
you
say,
Because
yeah,
everybody
like
life
you
is
can't
my,
blame
going
other
through.
people. You can't
I'm
blame
gonna say,
other
yeah, like
people.
my son is 3. He knows how to go get his own oranges and peel his own oranges. I ain't gonna lie, I'm mad about it. But like he's getting really into cooking. The other day we was about to leave out, the trash needed to go out. I handed him a box and was like, "You gonna learn how to take the trash out." Like,
Yep.
I'm just waiting for him to get probably about 5, and then it's like, yes, you're gonna start learning how to do dishes. It's like, yeah, I want you to be independent. Like, I'ma always be your mom, and if you need me, I'm here. Because when I decided to have you, I made an obligation to be here for you until the moment I take my last breath. But
Right.
I'ma make it. You don't need nobody.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. Yep. You got to, like, those are like valuable, just living skills. It's like, it's no reason our kids should, reach adulthood and don't have no skills. Can't
Yeah,
cook, can't
like
clean,
people,
can't.
yeah, like the whole gender role thing. Like, no, you gotta eat, don't you? So you
Yeah.
gonna make sure you know how to eat. Because when you get married one day, she's your wife, not your mom.
Right.
Mhm.
Ask
Or your
Jade.
slave.
She's been around my son, right? So he brought his own money and he went to go get something to eat, right? What did he do,
Yes.
Jade?
He offered to buy me some fries. He offered to pay for my meal. And I'm just like, at first I was going to be like, no, because, he was a kid. But I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to let him, because I understand this is a valuable, and, his mom is just teaching him the right thing. So I'm going to allow this lesson to manifest. So it was on my mind. I was like, oh, I'm not about to let this baby pay for but I was like, no, I'm going to let him,
No,
You know what?
because you're teaching him how to be a
told him.
man. That's how you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
You
When
know
it
what?
came
My
to
I
picking
did.
up
grandmother,
the
That's why I was like, yeah, I'm
tables,
gonna go ahead and do it.
my
when it came to picking up them tables, them chairs or whatever,
Yep.
we ain't
Yep.
about to bust our back for nothing, okay?
Yep.
We don't do it.
My grandmother used to teach us, like, whenever you had food, you ask somebody if they would like something, right? My grandfather was the type, he did the most when you asked him for snacks. So it got to the point, just so that way, yes, I'm still using that lesson, but I know he say no. I started getting snacks that he ain't like. Because it was like, you ain't about to he'll take most of the bag and then be like, here you go. So it's like, now I'm getting snacks that you don't like, so that way I can still ask, but I know you're gonna say no. Like,
You had to get smart with it. See, that was the lesson in that though. See?
Because then you're
There's
yeah,
still
because
a
providing
lesson
value,
some
in
because
people,
now
yeah,
he feels like
because
you
some
offered.
people take advantage.
They
So
do.
yeah.
They do.
Yeah. It's just about being strategic, like still adding value, but just being strategic. Like, that's really what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
We got anything else to talk
whatever,
about before we wrap
I'm
up?
not saying whatever. Oh, yeah, I'm happy. Okay. How do you guys feel about toddlers having iPads? I'm gonna tell you why. This girl on Twitter brought up that she thinks that parents that give their toddlers iPads are lazy parents, right? And my stance on it was, sometimes I need it. Like, it all depends on what you put on that iPad. Like, when my son had his first tablet, he somehow found this pink phone game that teaches you how to match the cards up. So like, and he would just do that for hours. And then like at first he used to get frustrated because he couldn't get the cards to match up. It'd just be like I can't get the same card, but he kept trying. Now he do it like a pro. And then it's like, now because of the pandemic, you got a bunch of parents working from home. And like, you can't be in your work meeting and your toddler keep yelling at you because he want a snack or because he's bored.
Yeah.
So it's like, no,
if
you be smart about what you put on the iPad, it ain't no problem. Like,
I'm really torn because my friend had made a post and she was like, this generation of children will never know how it feels to skin your knee outside or jump a gate or, you know what I mean, get chased by the police or a pit bull, a random pit bull around the block. You know what I'm saying? Just like life lessons that we had to do. Like they don't know how it feels to drink from a water hose outside because your mama said stop running in and out. And if you come in, your ass is in for the night. Like they don't know. They don't know what the street light means. Like when the street light come on, that means you should be coming home.
Going to house.
Like right. These days.
But I mean, the thing is that I'm gonna kind of slightly offer you a different perspective for a second.
But wait. But listen, though, I feel like these kids is some punk ass kids these days. Okay, they too goddamn fragile. They soft as hell. They don't know how that the thinking is not where it needs to be. The problem solving. You know what I mean? So we knew when we went outside. 2 houses down, there's a pit bull. We had to be strategic. You know what I'm saying? Like, which car we gonna jump up on? Like, these kids don't know how to do nothing. And it's because all day long they're doing this. My kids didn't get a phone until we moved out here to Georgia. So in 2019, my kids got a phone. Okay, not a tablet, a phone. Because
but just pick it up.
I felt like you were gonna be a kid. You're gonna go outside. You're gonna do some other things besides just sitting in my face all day on this, doing this on a video game and stuff. You know what I mean? And because of this pandemic, I be looking at my kids sometimes now because they're at home all the time, right? When they're not in class on their laptop, all they have to do is watch TV and be on their phones and tablets and stuff like that, right? And I literally be looking at them like, how y'all turn into these punk ass kids? Like, I need to reevaluate my whole life. Where did I go wrong?
Like I said, you're not doing nothing wrong. So I'm gonna offer you a different perspective for a second. Because now I definitely believe in a balance. Like you don't just want to give your kid an iPad and that's all their education. That's all their interaction. Like, I do give my kids iPads and like, number one, because I'm working from home and right now until they start school, I need moments to where I can focus on my business so that things can get done. You know what I'm saying? Because also we need to eat. And then it's like, mind you, the era that, you grew up in and I grew up in was just less technologically involved anyway. So it's like kids today, mind you, they're going into the digital age. They need to know how to, operate in technology. And so it's like, I definitely believe in a balance. Like, sometimes I'll take the iPad, not even sometimes, like a lot of the times, I let them have it for a while. And then I'm going to take it and you're going to play with some toys. We're going to interact. We're going to do all that. But I think a healthy dose of technology, I don't think there's anything wrong with your kids and being dosed in technology because like, mind you, going forward and then just to backtrack a little bit what we was talking about, like we briefly kind of touched on livable wages and actually doing that. But like, here's the thing. If you look at actual job markets, like costs of things shift to the consumer first. But here's the thing. If you're taking, for example, I know it's a lot of talk right now in the media about raising the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour. And that sounds great on paper. And for a lot of people, it will be great. But then you got to think about certain jobs that are going to become obsolete completely because they're going to find a way to have technology to replace that. And so if you don't know technology, we're not in the industrial age anymore. Like you have to know how to work this stuff. You have to know how to operate in it. Like for these kids coming up, so their life, their experiences are way different.
And then I'm about saying, I'm gonna also say like about the thing about being outside because I love being outside. But then also when we was growing up in eras before us, there used to be a street code. You don't mess with women. You don't mess with kids. We can't even send our babies outside no more because that street code ain't there no more. They killing babies. It's like in my neighborhood, they freaking selling drugs right across from my door. And so it's like, I don't even feel safe having my son outside.
No. That is so true. So what happened was we lost a whole generation of men who actually live by them street codes, right? And enforce them. So they all went to jail, right? In the crack era and like, you know what I mean? 80s, 90s. We lost a whole era of men who were supposed to raise the next generation. So now these other generations are being raised by single women, right? Who are in their divine feminine, which is making these kids hyper feminine, right? Because they see how women argue. That's why you get online sometimes and you make a comment and then a guy will comment and now y'all arguing. You like, you hoe? Like, is you really finna go back and forth with me? Like you some type of female or something? You know what I'm saying? Like they don't know what that masculine energy looks like. So that is true. The street code, like you send your kid out there today, I recommend that you be out there with them. Like watch your kids. Like we ran the streets by ourselves. I say let your kids go outside, but you need to be out there with your kid, right? And to piggyback on what Jade was saying, here's the thing about that $15 an hour that they're trying to do. I think I said last week, I said to you, Jade, I said, see, what happens is as Black people, we are always behind in the curve, right? So while we were still trying to get a storefront, right? Everybody else was going on to online. So they were ditching the storefronts and going all online, right? So now that everybody is, we're behind. So now we're saying, oh no, 15 an hour. But let me tell you something. They are leaving the online presence, right, for the robot presence. So now if I create a robot, I don't have to pay it $15 an hour because I own it.
Exactly.
These jobs are going to be outsourced to robots.
That's why I said the $15 an hour sounds great on paper, but there's a lot of people who are going to be jobless because technology and robots are going to replace, like, why do you think now you see all of these order kiosks at McDonald's, at places like that? Because if they can cut out the cashier, and all you need is 1 or 2 cooks, it cuts down their overhead. Like, so if they're not, the thing is that a lot of these companies are just simply not going to pay it. And the federal government can't force them though.
To make you feel good, they're going to be like, we're passing the $15 an hour. So everybody going to be all hype, right? Next thing you know, there's going to be no more grocery clerks. Everything is going to be self-checkout, right? They got cars that drive themselves, right? For free delivery. So, but let's give solutions, because even though this is happening, it is our fault. I refused, before COVID happened, I refused to go to self-checkout because I said, that's somebody's job I'm taking away. I'm gonna stand in this line and make sure. So if everybody would have just said, I will not self-checkout, we're gonna go stand in line, you would force the hand, right? You would have to force the hand. Even at the gas stations, when you got your, you just do it yourself at the gas station, I still walk in. Because that's a job that somebody needs. So we can help lessen the blow if we would unify, stick together, and demand that jobs stay here. What we get off track is we look at whatever they put in front of us, we look at it as, oh, it's new. Yes, let me go do this. And then we jump on it, not knowing that we cutting ourselves up left and right.
I mean, there's that, but then also job markets naturally just change over time. And so it's like, it's about becoming smart. We're leaving behind the industrial era. Like, this is why it's important to learn technology. It's important because those are the marketable skills going forward. So it's like, this is why it's important to give people, because I mean, job security, I mean, it means something to some people, but no job is really actually secure. Like, you need your own thing. And it's just not really a reason why we can't, like, everybody can have a service-based industry because everybody needs services. And there's enough, there's enough clientele to go around. There's enough wealth to go around, and we can all do that. And so it's like, we can anticipate. Now it's important to know, that's probably what's going to happen. And these are going to be the results, and being prepared for those results, because, we can teach the grocery store clerk to maybe start a local farm, or we can, you know what I'm saying? Like there's other things that can be done to where, because it's like, why encourage them now? There's going to be people who want to be employees, and that's cool. If that's comfortable, if they're comfortable in that space and that's what they want to do. But why are we going to encourage that as the goals? It's like the goal should be to not have to be under someone else's thumb, to have to listen, you know, to be on someone else's time. Oh, you can take a vacation, but like only during this specific time. Like you're dictated, your lifestyle is dictated by someone else.
You gotta put in
That's
time.
not
Who put it in so they can get Christmas off?
Like I remember my boss was like, when you put in a time off request, that don't mean you'll get it. So I went, no, I'm telling you that I won't be there. Like I'm not asking,
you know,
I'm letting you know I ain't coming.
That's when
so
you know you have. That's when you know you gotta go though. That's when you know that you have outgrown that job. Because I used to tell all my employers, I'm not asking you for a day off. I'm telling your ass that I'm not gonna be here, and whatever happens, happens. Like I'm not asking. I'm grown. I don't ask you, can I go here? Can I do this? I'm telling you, I need this day off, and it is what it is.
But the thing is that when someone else dictates your lifestyle, you know what I'm saying, because they're dictating your pay, that when you trade your time for money, that's what you're doing. You're trading your time for money, and someone else on the other side of that contract, because all an employment agreement is a contract. I'm agreeing to do these things for these amount of hours, and this is what you're going to pay me in return. So when you don't do these things during these set hours, now you're not upholding your part of the contract. So it's like, the thing is that you got to come to a point, forgive my kids, but you got to come to a point where you're like, you know what? No, this contract sucks. And I don't want any parts of it. Like, I don't want to be in a contract to where I have to do these specific things during these specific hours, or my pay is in jeopardy. Or, you know what I'm saying? You can decide, you know what? No, I don't like that you're doing that. So I'm going to decide, you know, what you're willing to offer isn't good enough for me anymore. So I'm going to get rid of you and find somebody who's willing to follow my rules and do what I say. And I'm like, you got to come to a point where it's like, you know what? No, that sucks. That's a dumb deal. And, you know, go forge new contracts, because that's not where it's at.
You know, I found one day I was in California, and I took a mental health day, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And I was just not like, I just woke up and I didn't feel like coming. That spirit was like, girl, no, don't do it. So I took a mental health day. And my friend was like, well, girl, I'm gonna take one too. So we went hiking, and while we were hiking, we saw this older white guy, right? And he was like, you know, it's great to see young people out here, you know, taking care of their health and yada yada yada. So we just talking or whatever, and basically he says that he wakes up, he checks his emails, he works for about 2 hours or whatever. And then the rest of the day is his. He goes to golfing, goes, hiking, goes on vacation. Like, basically, I check my emails. I work for a couple of hours out the day. And then the rest of my day is basically self-care.
I say, seeing that, and that's my goal.
Yeah,
like,
and that's what I was like, that's goals. Like,
that's the goals. That's the goals.
Yeah, like I wake up early in the morning, be able to work, and then it's like, come on, son, we going on a field trip today.
Something
like,
you know what I'm saying? Like, geez, because it's like when, and this is something I know I mention my mentors a lot, but I'm just gaining so much value from them. But it's just like they say, we ask these kids coming out of high school, what do you want to do, right, for the rest of your life? What do you want to do? And that's the wrong question to ask. We need to be asking, how do you want to live? And then what steps do you need to take to obtain that? Like, like I said, I want to be present for my kids' lives. I want to pick my saxophone back up. I want to learn how to play it. I want to sing. I want to have a studio in my basement to where, like, that's my self-care, to where I can write music, I can sing, I can play my instruments, and I can just drown myself in that. And I don't have to worry about, I gotta, spend more time outside of my home than in. I have to, work and slave and be on someone else's time, and somebody, can dictate, you can only do your things in the evenings or the weekends. It's like, what I'm saying? No, I want to do it whenever I freaking feel like it. So it's like, you know, the kind of lifestyle that I want to live, how I want to live, you gotta be an entrepreneur to
I'm about to say,
obtain that.
because like my 3-year-old, he loves going out. And he'll randomly come to me, go bye-bye. Like I want to be able to be like, you know what? All right, give me an hour and then sure,
And
we'll
let's
go
go.
out.
Yeah.
Most
sure.
definitely.
Yeah,
Good.
like
That's,
no,
that's having that financial freedom to just get up and go as you please. And now, like how Jay said, somebody to dictate when you can go somewhere, when you can take off. So I think that is important to teach even your kids to be able to have that freedom, having that financial freedom with multiple streams of income allows you to do that.
Yep. Totally agree. Yep.
Totally. Yeah. And it's like, if that's not the goal, I just feel like, and I mean, don't get me wrong, it's nothing wrong. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being a small dreamer, because a lot of people are content. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to go, I'm going to spend my time here, and I'm cool with the evenings and the weekends, and that's cool. But it's like, if that's cool for you, that's cool for you. Like, don't judge me or look down on me because that's not acceptable for me. I'm not saying that that's a subpar lifestyle for you. I'm saying I would be severely unhappy. And so I think like that's where a lot of the headbutting comes in, when it's like when you're an entrepreneur and then you have family or friends who like aren't, they don't get it, because they're like, why can't you just be comfortable in the hamster wheel? You know, like, this is just the way things are. And I'm like, but it don't have to be. And I'm like, if you're cool with that's the way that things are, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and live that. I can't though. And I refuse. Right.
Yep.
And and that's another thing people do too. Like whenever people talk about having their own businesses, they equate that to us speaking down on the people that enjoy working in it. And it's like, nah, we just saying what works for us. And we're talking to the people who too want to get out of the 9 to 5 and be in control of their life.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's why when our employment agreement, you're going to come in the door understanding this is not a lifelong job for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, our goal is that you work for us like maybe 5 years, but we plan like to go out and have a celebration.
10 years down the road, we try and get phone calls from y'all about another business that you done started. Like,
you know what I'm saying? 5 years, that's a little bit too long for me too. Nah, you can stay with us for about 1.5 years. Hell,
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Basically, I mean, because people work at different paces, but I'm saying that's the max.
I get it.
I get it.
No. I know. That's I'm saying to my ears, that's too long.
Yeah, I mean, like, because it's like we're gonna be teaching those skills to people, and so it's like, number one, if you don't agree with those terms, like, you know, they're not gonna come work for us anyway, because they're gonna know up front, this is the deal, this is the plan. And then even if along the way they're like, you know, well, that doesn't really fit my thing anymore, but I still want to work here. It's like, absolutely not, because that's not our plan. You know, we'll help you find another job to where you can meet or exceed what you were making here. We'll still provide that value, but it's not a good fit because we have a plan and we're sticking to it. And it's just because we don't want to, we're so, I'm not gonna say we're against the hamster wheel, but the thing about the hamster wheel is it's supposed to be a season, not goals, not life goals, a season. Like, it's meant to be a tool. You use that to get to where you want to be. It's a season. But, you know, just being the 50-year, 30-year, whatever, like industrial age employment plan, like, nah, you should, no. I
want people to retire and like, people should be retiring at like 35. Like, you put in enough work to where you should be able to retire.
Because you should run your business for as long as you feel like it. And then you can hire someone to replace you and still replace the benefits while you in Tahiti. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, not retire, but like, choices. Still collect all your money from your business, but let somebody else run it to where you're able to go travel. Like, I want to travel. I want to backpack with me and my husband across the whole world. I want to go see what they do. I want to go to Thailand. I want to, you know, see monkeys swinging from trees and stuff. Like, I want to go honey, I want to dip my tail in every beach on the planet.
Okay? You know what I'm saying? Yes. These are
I want to
goals.
live. Like, I'm
like,
not gonna
see,
be doing
my
this.
vacation, I don't know, for me, my big moment is when I finally get to go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Like, Hawaii has been like one of my dream trips since I was a little girl. Once I make it to Hawaii, like, that's when I know I did everything I was supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yep. You know what I'm saying?
Tameka went to Dubai.
That's what's up.
You said she wanted to go where?
7
went to
days
Dubai.
in Dubai. 7 days in Dubai, different time zones, different. Everything is different. Just so everything is different, and makes you think about things differently on how you do. You have people are not residents there. People stay there 10 to 20 years. You have to be. It's a certain criteria in order to be a resident of Dubai. You just can't go over there and then stay there again. I'm a resident. No, you have to have some income. There has to be some type of thing. So their laws are completely different on how you determine if you're a resident. So going to the different places is very essential, and understanding your mindset has to change, and you just cannot settle. You have some people, like Jay said, they're comfortable with going to a 9 to 5. Everybody's not comfortable with doing that. Some people just want to get their money and keep it going. They want their own. They want their freedom. So it's okay to have that freedom to do what you want makes a big difference. So going to a different country can give you a little eye opener.
Yeah.
Give you an eye opener.
Yep.
I agree 100%. 100%. Oh my goodness. Like, it's just you gotta want more, need more, like, and it's not from a greed standpoint, but it's like when you have more, you can bless more. Like, you have a lot of situations where it's like somebody who might want to give back, or they might want to do this grand thing, and it's just like, okay, well, if that's a goal for you, like, you got to ask realistically, how can you strive for that goal? People have that goal, but they don't actually do anything to get them towards that goal. Like, if you want millions of dollars for no other reason but to give it all back while you're living on $50,000 a year, like, maybe money is not what you're pursuing, but you still should do that so that you can do all these things that you're saying that you want to do. Like, and I saw, it's so funny because I said this, and I know, Celeste, you've heard me say it before, but it's an idea that I've had in the back of my mind to actually create like a village, a homeless person village, where it's like you can come and you can live there, you know, free of charge. Like, the thing is, it'll be like a little community, and yeah, you got to contribute to the community in some kind of way, however you're needed, but it's somewhere to where you can take that time to either get your life together, or you can just stay there because it's a lifestyle that you're cool with living, and you don't really have to be, you know what I'm saying, the grant. Like, that's something I definitely want to do. And I saw there's a place, and I believe it's in California, but they have like these colorful little houses. I saw
they just opened up. Yes. They just opened up the tiny houses for the homeless communities. And what I like about it is that they're eco-friendly houses. They don't, pollute the earth. They're very cheap to make, but they're very sustainable. A lot of these can be built of shipping containers. Because of the steel. It's so, durable. And if you think about it, at our ports, like those of us who have been fortunate to, you guys are in DC, Tameka was from Florida, I'm from California. So when you live near a port, you know that there's like shipping containers stacked up, just piling, and not even being utilized. You know what I mean? So there's like no reason.
With it. You can do something with it. Like, if you wanted to raise funding, or you want to start a little nonprofit or something, like, people don't understand their power. Like, you can actually do these things. Like, you know what I'm saying? We just been so convinced and brainwashed that we can't do nothing, that we're reliant on other people, and we can't do anything, for ourselves. And it's like, we're trained.
Okay, baby.
to have a scarcity mindset. You know what I'm saying? There's not enough to go around. I can't do anything. There's, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, no,
or even
you
an
can,
illusion,
you
though.
can.
But
What's
even an
that?
illusion to think, I said it's an illusion to think that everybody has to live this way and this type of lifestyle means that you're successful. That's what I like when I said I want to go backpack traveling, is because when you go to these other countries that don't live like you, but you see that they're living so richly. We don't need half of the stuff that we use. You know what I mean?
Right.
That we hold for granted. A lot of people, make it way less than we do, right? And they're so much more happier. They're so much more joyous. You know what I mean? They're living longer. So,
It's not about the material things. It's about the life.
Okay.
Like, it's about enjoying the benefits of your wealth. So it's like, if you have the wealth, like now you're not focused on money anymore. So it's like when you have the resources to give, and you just, you know what I'm saying? You do that, like, you don't really, you find pleasure more in like just being. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like how you're saying with backpacking and everything, like you can actually find your joy in that, to where that's more joyous to you than $1 million mansion, when that's not really bringing any value to you other than aesthetics and status. Like, it's like, who cares about status? Like, where are those people at when you really need, like, that's not, status don't make you happy for real. Like, so it's like sometimes people will strive for a goal that really is not a fulfilling goal. Like if you're pursuing status and just money just to have it, just to harbor it, it's like there's not really fulfillment in that. And that's why those are where you see the unhappy millionaires, because most millionaires you will actually never know are millionaires, because they are just living regular. They're not pressed.
They say the real
extra.
rich people, they dress in like Salvation Army clothes, like thrifting clothes,
Regular clothes.
Yeah, like some Walmart sneakers, you know what I'm saying? Like in a Toyota, a Prius or something. Like the people that is rolling around in Bentleys and Gucci from head to toe, them, they
flaunting your income, because like it doesn't matter how much money you make, it matters how much you keep. So if you have this income, but your expenses match your income, no matter how much money you make, whether you make $1 a year or $100 million a year, right? Like if your net worth is zero, your net worth is zero, my friend. Like, so it's like you gotta be a little bit.
That I said, everybody is looking like America has done a great job to training us to believe that in order to be successful, you have to work a 9-to-5. In order to be successful, you have to have a 2-level house with 2 garages, with a white picket fence, with, a water fountain in the front, and all of this stuff, right? You have to dress in designer from head to toe. That's not really peace. That's not really happiness. To be totally honest with you guys, like my dream. See, I'm married to a whole Black man, so he's like, ain't nobody going backpack with you all throughout the damn world. Like, we can go on a vacation for a week and backpack, once or twice a year, but like, so my real goal is to buy land, farm off of it, and build me an eco-friendly house on the land.
That's what's up. Yes, with the solar panels, with the sustainable solar panels, that's goals right there.
Absolutely. So it's just like, because I know my kids can eat off of that land. We can make money off of that land, whether you take all your crops to a farmer's market or you sell it to your neighbors or whatever. Like, it's so much money and peace and wealth on owning land and then living off grid to where you don't have to be connected.
Like they also make you believe that you got to give up your mental health in order to be successful. Like,
girl,
like you gotta kill because that's kind of something that me and my husband are going through now, because he's more of I just gotta work, and I'm like, yeah, but you ain't no good to us dead. Like, you ain't no good to us if mentally you get so frustrated that you decide that you don't want to be alive anymore. I'm like, nah, like America got us believing that we really got to kill ourselves and neglect ourselves to get somewhere. And it's like, but meanwhile, the people that are telling us to do that ain't even doing that themselves.
They ain't working. They check their emails. They check their emails and then went hiking and playing golf
and then
for the rest of the
on
damn
the
day.
beach. Right, they on the beach reading the book for the rest of the day. They
I'm
ain't even
tell you,
killing themselves.
sightseeing, watching the birds and stuff.
And it's
While
like
we out there working
that
and working.
hamster wheel, that rat race. It's like it's so destructive. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't look down on nobody for wanting to be there though. Like if that's where you're comfortable, that's where you're comfortable. But I try anyway to impart some of the things that I know and because even some people that say that they're comfortable with that and they don't really want to start a business and everything. The thing is that it's just fear and they just don't know really what it takes to be. It's just fear because it's like, so basically what you're telling me is that you don't want control of your time. You don't want to be able to take vacations whenever you feel like it. You don't want to have to, you don't want to, be able to be present for your children without feeling like you have to ask for permission. Or what happens when you want to be somewhere for your children and your boss says no? Like, so you're okay with that is what you're telling me. And a lot of times they'll be like, no, I'm not. And so the rat race is not really your goal. Like you gotta, you know what I'm saying?
But y'all gotta realize that trauma is passed down in your DNA. So you're afraid of things that you don't even know that you're afraid of until you're presented with it. And then you have like a negative reaction to it. So let me go a little bit deeper. So because we're Black, so as Black people, every time that we were successful in business, we became a threat to society. So they ended up bombing Tulsa, Rosewood, Black Wall Street. Every time that we were successful as coming together and unifying, they infiltrate us with somebody that looks like us. So therefore, it creates the distrust. When you look at that movie, Judas and the Black Messiah, what happened to Fred Hampton, they infiltrated us then. When you look at COINTELPRO, J. Edgar Hoover, when he infiltrated the Black Panthers, when he infiltrated MLK, when you get what I'm saying? So that trauma, so even though people be like, well, that's a long time ago. Look, I have never been afraid of cats, right? Like I never had any interaction with cats. This is just an example, right? But my mom her and her sisters were chased by Siamese cats. And them cats, and them vicious cats. And so my mom always had a stigma of cats. Like she never liked cats, right? So all I knew inside of me is I don't like cats either. So every time I would see one, I wouldn't like it. Jay to tell you, she got the whole zoo at her damn house. And when I come over, the first time I got there, I was like, okay, this cat, and then now I'm liking the cat, but it was that trauma, that fear in your DNA that'll stop you from doing. So when you look at, and then the flip side of that is once they bombed, once they infiltrated, once they torn down our communities, they give you, well, if you work hard for us, if you stay in the hamster wheel,
then you can get somewhere.
I was I want to drop a knowledge bomb.
So goals for us has become, I just want to retire from a company. I want to work somewhere 50 years, 60 years. But listen to what I keep telling. When you die, that check die with you. You can't leave none of that to your children.
I want to drop a knowledge bomb real fast that was dropped on me last night. So I was talking to somebody right close to me, and he was just saying, oh my gosh. And it's like when he said it, like I want to think about it, but when he said it, like I was like, facts. So basically he was talking about like he brought up Akon and was saying like how what he's doing, and he's going overseas and is actually building empires over there, because what he did was he took America out of the equation. So now you don't got to worry about that dominant society, if that's what you want to call it, or whatever it is that you want to call what's going on. Like and perception is reality. So, you know what I'm saying? There's that as well. So it's like, you can't really ignore just the reality of situations thus far. But it's like, you can go somewhere else and build your, like, you don't have to kind of subscribe to that American dream. The American dream is bullshit. Right. But I'm saying, like, I'm talking about the white picket fence, the 30 years, the pension, that's bullshit. It's, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and it's like, if you want to start your business here, I mean, do that. But you got to be open to the international thing too, because if you can go somewhere else and you can build an empire there, and you can take America out of the equation, all of the stuff that you feel like comes with American society and the hierarchies and all of that stuff, why deal with the politics if you don't have to? You don't have to deal with the politics. And I was my mind was blown. I was like,
I like Akon, and I like what he's lighting up. He's lighting up Africa, and he's trying to do his own digital currency, right?
Yeah.
Here's a problem that I have with Akon. Great concept, right? But but he has placed his
are killing each other.
I hate to say it. So basically what he did is he went to China and borrowed money from China, right? Now everybody knows that the American dollar don't mean nothing. Our standing in the world is depleting on a daily, like this powerhouse that America was is steadily drifting away, right? The next powerhouse though, China. Africa is in debt to China. China is pimping the hell out of Africa. You know what I'm saying? And the rest of these Caribbean countries, because China knows that all natural resources are made and produced in Africa. So they'll give you all this money, right? And as soon as you're not able to pay it back, they're snatching it up. You know, China just bought up the port in Jamaica. Crazy.
I mean, it's about being smart.
You ain't gotta do it exactly
how. That's like, you ain't got to do it exactly how he
did
it.
No,
but
the concept is amazing.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, everybody, it's like people aren't perfect.
Just like,
sometimes we spend too much time thinking, well, I don't want to look up to that person, or I don't want. I'm just saying, I'm not saying you, Angela. I'm just saying I want to clarify for the people. It's like, we're just like, she was pointing out a flaw in how he carried it out, but that don't mean that you can't strive to carry it out.
That blueprint was amazing. And to get the middleman out of the way. That way I can do this, right? But from my vision, I see that you just replace that middleman with another powerhouse, right? So, but I mean, the concept was amazing. We have always been a people that have been able to, you know, do for self, create when, you know, there's no other way. Like when people would count us out, I know they can't get their ass up now. Boom, and then we back, right? We just have to figure out a way to sustain it to where it's 100% relying on us. Because anytime that you give any power to anybody else, you're going to be handicapped one way or another. And that was my only critique. But I love his vision as far as getting rid of the middleman and taking America out of the situation. Because, you know, we the leeches to the world. We leech off the world, and then we don't give back nothing. You know, we think because we drop a bag of rice.
Even going back to what you said about being the black sheep, like even if you do decide to stay in America, don't be afraid to be that black sheep.
Yep.
Like, don't be afraid to stand alone because you don't want to go by America's standards. Be that black sheep.
Yep. Do your thing. Do your thing.
You're the only one who knows what you want your life to look like. So even if that means you want to stay in America, you don't have to do it the America way. Like, do whatever the hell you want.
Do what you want. Stop look, you don't gotta justify your actions, your thoughts, your decisions to everybody. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Even if people are mad, even if they don't understand, let them not understand. I mean, these are lessons that I'm just now learning. And so when I'm saying it so boldly, so harshly, it's like I'm not even, it's not from a judgment standpoint. It's like, because I'm guilty as well, because it's just how I'm just upset. It took me so long to learn these things. And if I can help someone else learn sooner, you know, like that's what I'm all for. Like, you shouldn't have to, you know what I'm saying, learn these lessons late, when it's too late, when you've already lost time. Like, time is our most precious asset, and we trading it for money. Huh? That's prostitution. I'm sorry, like it don't gotta be sexual, but I mean, I'm just saying that's pimping yourself. Why? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Eat your chips that you got on the damn couch. It's on the couch.
They've never seen it done before. You know, when you have these big exciting dreams, but you don't know what it looks like.
But they've not been let in on the process, because like you said earlier, people will get that knowledge and then hold on to it. They'll be stingy with it.
That's why it's so important that we get on platforms like this and we actually tell our story, because you don't know who you're going to be helping, who you're going to be inspiring, who, you know, what jewels you're going to drop on somebody's heart to help them get out of their situation that they in. So with that being said, I like to say thank you to our guest, Miss Tameka Duncan, for coming on. I know we held you for 2 hours now, but I mean, this was a wonderful. Well, I didn't hold you because hell, I was out for like 30 minutes. But anyway,
no, but we're glad you stayed. We're glad you stayed. Yes, we were so glad to have you on. Yes, everybody, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our uploads. Check the description box for our link tree and our links, as well as Tameka's links. Everything that we've talked about in this video will definitely be in the description, clickable links. So look forward to that. We love you so much. Thank you so much, SOJA Strong family, for your ongoing support, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.